welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and on Pallegney today we're gonna go round and bale everything up. We've got a little bit of a break before harvest continues. I'm trying to remember where I left my baler. Oh no, my baler's round in the main yard there. I just needed to reverse up. So yeah, we've got this field here of oats to bale. We've got a field of hay to bale down the bottom. We might have a field of hay to actually to row up. Although I think we tedded it last time. I don't think we've rowed it up yet. So we're going to get our baler out first. And I want to start preparing for the grapes as well. We are not that far off our grapes being started. So we're going to need to do that. We might need some more bale net today. We are not in a great amount of that. So let's turn this on, drop this down, and yeah, away we go with this. So we'll get this field baled up and collected. We'll get the field down the bottom. We'll get all of that grass baled up and collected, and that will put us in very good stead for the next day. That means that while we're doing work on the harvest for the wheat and for the sorghum, we'll be able to get this field mulched ready, because we don't need to do any lime on this year. But yeah, we'll be able to get this mulched, and then we might even be able to get some fertilizer on it if we're lucky. And then we'll be able to turn it around very quickly and put wheat in here this year, because we want to go, I think we want to go wheat into here, then the sorghum into the wheat field, and then the oats into the sorghum field is probably the best way to go into next year. So plenty for us to plan ahead for and do. We're going to turn all of this into flour, so we need to start doing something about that. I'm going to have to get myself a mill of some description, whether that's a small one built on the farm, or whether that's one that we have, whether that's leasing the mill on the map. Although I have heard there's an issue with leasing it, or whether there's some other way we can do it. We'll see. But I think the mill on here would be great. I would like to buy it outright, but it's 300,000. And we definitely don't have the money to do that at the moment. The other thing we need is we need to start making, we need something to process our small amount of grapes into grape juice. And to do that, we're going to have to build something into the farm as well. Something else I want to get running is that there's a few cultivating contracts that we could possibly make a bit of money off today. So I'm going to borrow the items for 36. That will work fairly well there. And then 16 and 77 will do nicely on top. So we'll accept 16 and we'll accept 77 as well. And then we can jump into this John Deere quickly, hook it up and send it off. I'm hoping it's going to be all right on the roads with this piece of kit. You never know on here. We can catch stuff fairly badly. I think if we send it up to 77, that will be our best bet first. So let's grab that there, create job. We are going to do field work, and we're going up to 77. Oh yeah, that will be definitely the easiest one to do. And that top corner up there is the best way to go. So start that job. And as our hired worker heads up there, I'm just keeping an eye on it on the mini map. That way it can just head up there, hopefully without incident, and get started. Seems to be doing all right. Meanwhile, I forgot to reset the bale counter on here. So I've no idea. We're up to 9 bales, but I think that 4 of those are from a previous field. So yeah, I think we're only up to I think we're only up to like 4 or 5 with what we've got. And it looks like our cultivator has got started up on field 77. We are finished down on the headlands, and we're now winding our way across the field. Getting a decent amount of bales off here, definitely. Just trying to get the little bits on the headland that have been missed around the corners. And yeah, this is going to produce a decent amount of bales, and thankfully we're so close to the farm with this field that we'll be able to just come in and lift the bales off, sort of stack them in threes and take them straight to the bale point. That will work exceedingly well for us, I think. So yeah, it's all working out pretty good right now. I'm very happy that this is gonna save us a job later on. We're moving across here quite nicely. The end of, or the bottom end of the field, the more fiddly end of the field, is all done. We're basically, the bit of the field that is field 103 is all done. That's all baled up. We're now moving into field 31, and that is baling up quite nicely. We've got a decent number of bales off here. If we estimated that we had 4 bales, I think, on the bale counter already. So that's 13 bales that we've had off here so far. A really nice number. We're doing pretty well with this baler as well. This baler, of course, has been with us since the start. Next month or two on here is sort of going to be everything kicking off. So we're going to have the wheat and the sorghum ready to harvest next month. I don't think we're going to have... No, the grass shouldn't have regrown next month. It'll just be restarted, although we'll need to put some fertilizer on it to make sure we get the most of it when we do a cut in September. We're also getting fairly close to the grapes. I think the grapes will probably be ready to harvest come September time, so that will be good as well. Whether we actually skip any days next month will be interesting, because of course we have baling to do like this on the wheat field, but I'm not sure there's much else other than earning some extra cash from doing things like the cultivating contracts we're doing now. I don't think there is much else to do. So yeah, we might end up skipping forward and sort of doing the baling a little bit later on and doing it all at once. But it really depends. It depends on how things pan out and whether there is a ton of stuff to do. We do need to get some equipment. We're going to have to get a grape harvester, and we're keeping an eye out for that. If one of those turns up in the shop, we might get that on a longer term purchase, because obviously we don't have the money at the moment. But if not, then we'll probably lease one for this year, because buying one brand new is going to be fairly expensive. Just want to have a look at the grape harvesters. They're down here somewhere. There we go. Grapes and olives. So grape harvesters. Yeah, there's the little arrow, which is 239.50. I've never used this, so that would be quite good. There's the Browd, which is sort of the standard one, and then there's the Gregory, but that does grapes and olives. So if we were doing a grapes and olives farm, I'd be going up. But I think just this one might just be great for our farm. Would work out wonderfully, just a little grape harvester. So I can only hope that turns up on offer. Otherwise, we're going to have to lease it this year and then see where we go from there. Onto my last 3 rows here, and this round bale net is lasting forever. I was fully expecting us to end up with having run out before now, but it actually doesn't seem to really be going down. That kind of makes me think that there's an error with the indicator. It's quite possible that suddenly it's just going to drop to 0. Because that has not dropped down at all the entire time. Well, for the last 4 or 5 rows, really. We've got a lot of bales off here. So many bales off here. Look at that. That is just a huge amount. if we look at what we were doing before, we should be able to see. Let's have a look. Yeah, 26. So that's 22 bales, 23 including the one that we've just dropped off. And yet we've still not dropped below 2 bits of round bale net. That is at some point just going to run out. And I think at this point I might stop here and do a full bale from there. That's not going to be another full bale off there, so we will just cultivate, or we'll mulch that into the field. In total, we've got 28 bales, so that is 24 bales, I think we've got. And I'm going to reset the bale counter now. So 24 bales is what we got there. And if we reset that, yeah, that's all good. We should be able to then go down the bottom and bale what's down there. I have a horrible feeling, though, that what's down on that field is not ready to bale. So I need to find somewhere else to park this for now. Under here, because I'm looking at that shed there. That is the perfect space to put somewhere for us to go and do the grapes with. We can process grapes and stuff in there, I think. So let's just drop this off under here for now. Right, and I'm just going to drive down to the bottom and we'll go and take a look at exactly what we've got to do down by the river. And is this all rowed up? Actually, this might be all rowed up. No, this isn't. We need to get the windrower down here. So let's go grab that. We'll row this field up, and then we can go and get it baled. Before that, I need to get our 8RT here and onto the next job. The next job being field 16 down here. So we will pop that there, and start job. Hopefully that will make it out of that field without too much trouble. I'm going to hook up this. So this is our windrower. Nice double windrower, makes things a lot easier on here with this piece of kit. And we'll head down the bottom, and then we'll be able to get the baler out again and see exactly how long it's going to be before we run out of bale net. Hold it out and set ourselves up with steering assist. Yeah, we do want 2 headlands. Start it up, and we'll lead it onto the field with that. We've just got the fiddly bits down the bottom to do. This should be a fairly quick job. There's not a huge amount of field here, and it's not a difficult job to get done. Headland's almost done. Bring this round this last section here. And then I'm going to work my way back up the field after this. So lift that up. Yeah, those 2 headlands have gone very nicely. And I don't think there's much to actually do this first section here, because most of this is under the bridge, so it's going to end up just getting piled up. But actually that will bring all of that into one. And back round here. Yep. There's just a little bit to do here. So yeah, bring that all into one row. It gets a little bit messy when you're trying to deal with the second headland, but that's part of the reason why I do 2 headlands. Because the second headland is always starts getting pulled into the rows themselves, and you have to be a little bit careful about where you do stuff, otherwise you miss bits like we have there. So pull that in, and it doesn't matter so much if you pull the headlands in a little bit. And in fact, this next row, we're going to be putting the headlands in a lot. So long as you get everything rowed up and can get everything baled, it's all good. And this is one of those fields where it's such a weird shape that you kind of have to, in places, pull the headland in order to actually get everything rowed up. So just this here, last row. And then we will head back up to the farm, grab the baler, and get this all baled up. Now to see how long this bale net lasts as we go around here. If we're lucky, it will last the whole field, but it's been sitting there. It's done so many bales of that straw that I'm really doubting there's enough in here to do this field as well. We've just had an indication up the top that a drought is coming. I'm actually wondering if that's going to make my fields the ideal moisture level to harvest next month. That would be a proper turnout if the water or the moisture level was dropping to the point where there's too little moisture, but it was enough to actually make the perfect moisture for my crops. That would be exceptional, but we'll have to see what happens, because at the moment I don't know what's happening with the realistic weather mod. It definitely doesn't seem to have stuff dry out fast enough when you're running at a faster time. Interestingly, we have finally dropped into the last set of the round bale nets, so I was wrong. I was not expecting us to have enough to do the whole of this. It seems we have way more than I was expecting. It just goes down a bit slower than I would have thought, which is a little bit odd, I'll be honest. Oh, can we get this bit? Let's see. Yes, we can. Good. I don't know if we're going to have any left over on here, but seeing as we're doing straw next, I think we might go and actually fill that final row from the other field after this, and just make sure that we don't have a full bale in here. Haven't dropped my baler. We'll have to come back up this row, which might work out better for us. I don't know. But yeah, I need to remember to drop the pickup, otherwise we don't actually bale any of the hay. I'm somewhat amazed. This second cut has done massively better than the first. I mean, we reset the bale counter. We got 7 bales off here. We struggled to get 4 with our first cut of the year. I'm wondering if the moisture was that much lower when we cut this, that it allowed us to get that much better of a yield off it. But the yield on here has pretty much doubled. We're going to have well over half a bale in the last bale. Yeah, that is incredibly impressive. That I did not expect. I thought we were going to be down to just sort of 5 bales, 4 bales with 5 at most. And yeah, we are 7.5, over 7.5 bales off here. That is absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with that. Right, we want to leave the excess bale in the middle. So let's unload that. That is our small bale right in the middle of the field. And now I can... Oh, wow. We've also finished the second contract. So we'll take our tractor from here. We'll create job. It's going to be coming over here. Now, this is the one which might end up with it getting stuck on something, but we'll see how it does. We'll start it off in that corner and start the job. Meanwhile, we'll take this back up to the farm and we'll start seeing if we can stack up bales. In fact, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and get that little bit of straw, because what we'll be able to do then is continue with the wheat straw and hopefully get an extra full bale out of those 2 fields. I've picked up the remaining straw off field 31, and in total it was 1,441 litres, so 28% of a bale. So that will go nicely towards the next straw bale. If I don't want to mix bales. That's what I'm trying to avoid doing, which is why I didn't do a semi bale and then drop it on the on that field then, and then go and do the hay, because I know I'm going to be doing straw with my baler next. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to hop in the fence, and we're going to go and get the bales all collected up. So I'm going to need to check my milk levels as well. Really needs to keep my milk, keep the milk flowing around here, because that is going to bring us in cash. I don't know how many pallets we have so far. I'm kind of hoping that we're generating pallets at a decent rate. I think they'll probably come out at the front. But right now, we need to start getting this field clear, because next time we really want to start getting this field mulched. So the way I'm going to do this is 3 at a time. We'll take one like that. We'll then put a second one on beside it. So in here like this. Got both of those off, so we get a nice clean stack next. Bring this over here. Grab this. Right, and then we'll be able to do this over here. Get this on a stack of 3, and that gets them over quickly. If we've got 22 bales, that should just be 7 of these stacks we need to transport. So that makes things very, very quick and very, very easy for us. If we do them in 3s, if we do them in 2s, we're going to be going for a lot longer. This is working pretty well. We've got 103 clear. There's quite a bounce as we come off the field here onto the concrete. So you can see that top bale likes to bounce about a bit. But we're 5 into this and looking quite good. That takes us up to 15 bales. Actually, there's a lot more bales on here than I thought. That is quite a few bales left. That's way more than I thought were going to be left. Maybe we got more off here than I realized. Either way, it's coming together nicely. We are very quickly clearing this field. We're probably going to be about 2/3 clear after this one, and as a result, it will be done by the end of the day, which is great news. Our cultivator is still going. It's going to be a little while, that cultivator, I think, because that was not a small final field. So it's got quite a bit of work to do in order to get that sorted. Just going to raise this up. I wonder if it's easier to do some stacking like this with raised from above, where you've got a little bit of a better view. Like so. I don't know. I can see a little bit better. Yeah. And then we'll go back down to pick these up and transport them back to the yard. I think that might actually work a little bit better for me. Seems I got 24 here, unless I've missed a bale somewhere. Yeah, I think I've got 24, which is odd. I think I must have ended up with 2 more than I counted. But that's interesting. Unless there is a bale kicking around here, or 2 bales kicking around here, and I've miscounted somewhere. But yeah, we've got complete stacks of 3, and I was expecting a stack of 2 to end up with, because I think we had 23 bales off here according to the bale counter. Maybe I miscounted how many we started with, because it was an estimate, and that means we ended with 24. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. And we are almost complete on it. All of my indicators and everything have just come on my tractor, interestingly. I don't know why. Let's turn that all off. Don't know what's happened there. That's very interesting because my indicators are on as well. Anyway, that's got it all turned off. I am beginning to wonder if there's a little bit of a short in my wheel, and I'm hoping that's not the case. Might have to take it apart and have a look. But yeah, this has come together really well. End of the day, seems to be good. Our tractor seems to be having a problem. It's been on 37% for a while, so I wonder if the cultivator's got stuck somewhere. It's not telling me that it's blocked by an object, but it's not behaving itself really. And we'll have to pop down to the bottom field and go and collect up the hay bales. And we should be all right. And we've got a drought coming, so it's not like it's going to rain on them. So yeah, we'll get these into the shed. This field then is ready for mulching next time, so we'll be able to start turning this field round and getting the wheat into this for next year. We can also get the oats and sorghum harvested next time, and we'll clear up bales and do all of that as well. We might go and get the other bales later on, but at the moment that is all good, and that is where we will leave it on the farm for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you as well to all of my patrons and channel members. These videos are only made possible thanks to your support. If you want more from Virtual Farmer, please check out the videos on screen now or subscribe for more. And I will see you next time.